Shalom Aleichem and Baruchim Habayim. Moshe Lagnado here speaking under the auspices of Kollel, Baruch Avat Yisrael in Southern California and Sha'rei Tziyon here in Brooklyn, New York. My friends, we'll be reading Parshat CHUKAT this Shabbat. And let me start off with some halachot. We, as Jews, are commanded to have a type of fellowship with our Gentile neighbors and to treat them honorably and with respect. But at the same time, we have to have a demarcation. There must be boundaries. For example, we are not allowed to eat food which they cook in a general manner. We're not allowed to drink wine or drink in a bar with them. Our friendship with Goyim goes so far. Why? Because we do not want to assimilate with them. We want to stay a little bit separate. So with our Jewish brethren, we have an arevut, we have a love. For our Gentile neighbors, maybe the word is not a love, but certainly a respect has to be shown. Bnei Israel have many times fallen to the Gentiles when they treat us in a good way. We are now going to read about Bnei Israel ready to enter into Eretz Yisrael. There's a land which has to be traversed, has to be passed, the land of Edom. Moshe Rabbeinu writes to them, or tells them, your brother Israel would like to travel through your land. We'll pay for all expenses. And Edom comes with a resilient no, under no circumstances. And it was a difficulty for Bnei Israel. They had to go around their land. But it might have been a great protection for them. For if they went through the land of Edom, this would be their first trial with assimilation. For the Edomites were like our brothers. They came from Yitzchak and Abraham. They were the twin brothers of Yaakov, Esav. They maybe spoke our language. They had a lot of our characteristics. Maybe they even dressed like us. And if we had traveled through their land, maybe we would start talking to them, engaging them in debates, being sucked into their homes, starting to assimilate. Therefore, God Almighty made sure that we went around and we did not go through their land. My friends, when we were in Syria, when our Ashkenazi brothers were in Europe, there were demarcations between the Goyim and the Jews, which saved us to a great extent. But when we came to this great country of America, which we love dearly, and we should show our love for this country by doing our civil duties. But a test which was unbelievable was thrown upon us. When we sent our children to the universities and they meet a beautiful girl named Christina or a nice young man named John, and they start socializing, and the next thing we know, our children are not in the fold anymore. America has destroyed the boundaries, and it became difficult. And I could say with almost 100% certainty that the Jews lost in America because of this beautiful democratic ideals is more than the 6 million lost in Hitler's Germany. My friends, 30 years ago, 40 years ago, one of the large Reform temples in Manhattan wanted to make a centennial, 100-year birthday remembrance. And they wanted to honor those families who started the synagogue over 100 years ago. Let me change. Not synagogue, the temple. And they had a very hard time finding descendants of those original founders. If I'm not mistaken, they were able to find three Jews which happened to come from 100 different families. What happened to those 100 Reform families which started this synagogue over 100 years ago? They disappeared. Assimilation had its toll. My friends, yes, Edom did not let us go through, but maybe it was a hidden blessing that we would have to learn that there has to be a demarcation. We can't call the non-Jew our brother. We could call him our fellow man, and we could honor him and respect him. But to embrace him as a brother, that becomes very dangerous. Shabbat Shalom.